Sigmoid Analytics is a data analytics startup in Bangalore, and its main work is on Spark, Apache Spark, which is a replacement of Hadoop. As far as the criteria, there was no criteria on CPI, and all branches were allowed. In written round, there was 5 questions, and that to be completed in 1 hour. So you have to very careful and efficient to write the code, because you need to pass all the test cases and you need to consider all the boundary cases. And there were 5 programming questions. 2 are of easy type and 2 was of medium type. 1 was very tough level questions, and that was of DP questions, I think, dynamic programming questions. The interview process was of 2 rounds, and that were fully technical. There was no HR rounds. The interviewers were the co-founders of the company. The first round was of technical, and the interview lasted for 75 minutes. They started with some simple questions, and they gradually increased the levels of the questions. They started with bucket sort, and they told me to implement the bucket sort. Then they told me to write some codes on simple problems. I do not remember exactly what they are. Then they switched into puzzles. They asked me some row puzzles, and there was 4 variants of the row puzzles. Like homogeneous row, there was a homogeneous row and a non-homogeneous row. You have to calculate the time using that row. And the second puzzle was of there were 12 coins, and there was a fake coin, and I identified the fake coin. Then they asked me some project related questions, and in last they asked me some dynamic programming questions. They told me to implement Fibonacci number or Fibonacci series in dynamic programming. And you know the general code of the Fibonacci number, but you have to write there in dynamic programming. And you know what is the binomial coefficient in mathematics, but you have to write it in dynamic programming. So that was all, and it was lasted for 75 minutes. The second round interview was of 90 minutes. They asked me 3 to 4 questions. First, they asked me maximum sum increasing subsequence. They told me to write recursive approach to the solution, recursive approach to the question. And they again told me, after writing the recursive approach to the questions, they again told me to write the dynamic approach to this question. The second question was longest palindromic subsequence. Then again they told me to write the recursive approach. Then after 15 minutes after writing that, they told me to write the dynamic approach. The third question was subset sum problem, and the fourth question I did not remember that. I want to give you 3 tips for Sigmoid Analytics. You have to be very thorough on your projects. They will ask you some detailed questions on your projects. And secondly, you have to learn some basic concept on dynamic programming concept, because they will ask you to write code there. And in third, you have to learn, or you have to practice some puzzles for your exams. And in general, you have to learn operating system, computer networks, and all the core subjects